Shut. That dumb boy, you dimush. You keep, Johnson, have you noticed every live? It's like Jesus Christ, man. It's like, give me a break, give me a break. Ugh. Bacon sarnies, mate. Time to make some bacon sarnies, mate. You know what I mean? What bacon baps, mate? Bit of bacon baps, mate. What you lot been doing then? I've done a bit of training. Just done a little bit, mate, you know, a few press-ups and all that, you know what I mean? Poker face, poker face. That's what's just been on my feed on my YouTube channel. Poker face, poker face, poker face. Att vänner i modet, att när skulle de komma, falla brott med va? Falla brott med vikingom, falla brott med vikingom. Stilla de knäri, stanna upp ni stavni. Stilla de knäri. Once upon a time, mate, it was a Baptist thing. You never knew the boy when he sang his tongue because it's gone over out of road. Well, I don't know whether I should show where I'm going or where I'm gone. So how are you all today, mate? Alright. You alright doing there, mate? Hey, fucking sounds burnt, Danny G. So mate, fucking sound is a fucking burnt. I'll be playing golf over the next few days for you lot on YouTube. Right? We're gonna play a different course that's really fucking hard, man. Alright? Aye. Will I struggle for the day? Aye, I will. I usually do when I play that course, mate. Usually I struggle, mate, because it's fucking hard as fuck. But we're going to do it anyway, man. Because I feel like playing a different course to the one that I keep playing all the time. I'm thinking that I'm going to play something that's a bit local to mine. Because that takes me 35 minutes, mate. To get from here to there. To get there. Hey, right. Give me take the piss, Danny J. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum-bum. I do. See what about you. Ignore me. Hey. England. That's just me having fun, Glasgow. They've no ticket personally, mate, alright? I'm no Scottish, I'm English, man. Sometimes I try and talk a bit Scottish, it might not sound that way, mate. But I try nonetheless. Like when I'm like back in Australia, mate, probably don't sound like Keith from the outback. But I'll try, yeah? Yeah, buddy, you fucking boy. Bum, bum. You can teach me good words. You've seen him in Hedgehog's chat. You can go in Hedgehog's chat, as long as he's not slagging me off. You know what I mean? But going in somebody else's chat's not a problem to me. I don't get on with Edge. You know what I mean? He doesn't like me, I don't like him. But that doesn't mean other people in my chat can't watch him, as long as they're not slagging me off, mate. Watch whoever you want, innit? That's nice, it. You enjoying the football, Nessie? I bet you're fucking loving life. Hey, the Euros are in England next time, Nessie, yeah. Cody told me yesterday. So does that mean, did you know during the Euros and that, yeah? Because it's in England, will we use all the football grounds all up and down England, or will it be like in London? Yeah, it's been tense. The last game was tense as fuck, wasn't it? Next game's going to be even more tense. It's Argentina. There's a big conspiracy theory going around that the refs and everything are like making sure Argentina win or something. Well, I suppose we'll find out in the game, won't we? Half died the mood. Dum, 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 dum. No, not yet, actually. Not yet. Dum 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 dum. Oh. I swear to God, listen to this shit. It's a fucking fly that has been in this house and in that front room for about 3 days. It's been doing my fucking head in mush. Yeah. And he's in the kitchen now and he's on the floor. Got him, mate, with the fly spray. It's took me fucking days. I mean, days. Bug blasters. Mr. Hustle and Nessie have an argument. No point in arguing, boys. Whenever it's over. Don't like each other, don't talk to each other. Shit. Fuck, damn it. You fucking idiot. Fuck. Fuck, fuck. You fucking plumber. What a fucking idiot you are, bud. Just don't be buns. I got more buns. It's just a waste of buns now, ain't it? Yeah, look. I burnt me fucking buns. Fucking hell. A burnt bun is no good, son. I'm rhyming, I don't even know it. I mean, I don't even mean it. It just ends up coming out of my mouth like a rhyme. See what I mean? See what I mean? My body feels really tight today. Like really tight. Everything feels... Yeah, everything feels just a little bit tight today. Just a little bit. Fucking nearly burnt him again. Nearly. Oh, you bastard. Oh, you fuck. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Hey! Morning. Good morning. I'm making bacon baps, mate. I swear, I burnt one lot of baps and I nearly burnt the fucking second lot of baps. They weren't paying attention. I forgot how quickly the fucking toast. You know what I mean? Compared to like bread. It takes like 30 seconds though. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, some bacon done. Bacon done. Get yogurt. Yogurt about to be done. Oh, you fucking cock. Oh, mate. I'm not having much luck here. I'm not having luck today, folks. This is all going a bit fucking. This is all going a bit Pete Tong, this. You got two yogurts stuck together. You got two yogurts stuck together, so I've just got to pull them apart like that. And the one bit of lid's come off and the yogurt's gone all over the fucking floor. Fuck's sake, man. I've burnt me baps, I've spilled me yogurt. It's fucking not going very well, is it? Now I need to mop it, because otherwise loads of ants will smell the yogurt and they'll be all over my fucking kitchen. You know what them ants are like, mate, in this hot weather? I'm loving it. They won't be able to get now because there's bleach all over there, mush. Fuckers. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Right then. Bacon! Bop. Right, there's one. And here's number 2. Order me and you. Cudsy. Bacon. Bop. 2 of them actually. I'll show you. Toasted bacon baps, so not just bacon baps, but I'll show you in a second. Let me just put the bacon on. Brown sauce, eh? It's got to be bacon, has to go with brown sauce, bro. Otherwise, it's a bit illegal. You know what I mean? Okay, one of them days. Look, bacon bap number 1, bacon bap number 2. Now we just need brown sauce on there, bush. Just need a bit of brown sauce on there, bush. Do, 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 do. Banging, bruv. Oh yeah, Connor and his broken leg. Listen. Linessi, do you know, we're all here, yeah, and everybody's capable of being a bastard to people, right? Yeah, we're all capable of it. I'm not too much of a bastard to people. I'm quite nice to people. And, you know, everybody's coming up with all these conspiracy theories, how he threw the fight for the bookies and all this kind of stuff, right? How, like, you know, the one thing I will say is I truly believe that Connor knew that he had a slight injury in his leg before he went into the fight, and he still went into the fight. I don't believe Connor thought that it was going to go that way. Yeah? I don't. I just don't believe that he actually went in with the intention of fucking breaking his leg again. Because I've watched the replay, yeah, and when he lands on that leg, you can see his knee just give way. You can see it. It shifts to the right. I've watched it. So I can see that his knee actually gave way. Yeah? And then everybody's like giving him bare shit and that. Well, he went out of the fight game because he broke his leg in half. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I think we should just be like, hope the geezer gets well soon. You know what I mean? If it had happened to Max Holloway, I don't think Max Holloway would be getting the same shit as what Conor is, right? Like he got injured in the fight, it happens, you know what I mean? I just hope he's okay. I hope his leg heals well. I know everybody dislikes Conor because of his attitude, but that's what sells fights. So yeah, I just think people should stop giving him grief. He's a fighter and he got injured. Shit happens, you know what I mean? I can see so much shit for Conor all over live today, all over line today and that. And yesterday, I was like, what the fuck, man? People calling him a muppet and all sorts. I'm like, do you know what I mean? These people have probably, like, you know, they've never even been to the gym in their life or anything like that, and they're on fucking line calling Conor McGregor an absolute fanny. You know what I mean? Just because he injured himself and couldn't carry on fighting. Well, everybody's saying about the flying kicks when he was warming up, but if you look at the kick that he throws in the octagon, you can see that it lands funny, bro. Yeah, he's got a metal rod going through his leg. Why did a fucking bare knuckle fight? Because my hand's fucked. And I know that would kind of happen. I play golf, so I don't want to. Yeah. With him, that leg that he bust was, you saw it was snapped, bro. He's got a fucking rod going through it. And leading up to the fight, he would have been kicking Banks bare. And obviously practicing before he went out. And maybe he put too much strain through the leg. Through training it too much. Hmm. Oh, fucking hell. I struggle to get that down. Maybe the next year. Hmm. It's been 5 years, isn't it? Connor's been partying too much probably over the last few years. Isn't it? Too much cocaine and too much proper 12. Is it called proper 12? Isn't it? His whiskey. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice. Poor Annie out and Widdicombe. I know, that's mad, isn't it? Have they found out who killed her yet? And why? I mean, when I heard that, I was like, why? What for, Kate? Do they know why yet? Why would a British bloke kill Anne Widdecombe? It doesn't make any sense, does it? But why does it make sense unless she's not really an integral part of the government anymore, is she? If it was Keir Starmer or someone like that, then I probably. But her, she's not even really that much of a big part of politics anymore. He had a bat in his shorts leaving at home. What the fuck? Mind you, we don't know what she's been involved in over the years, do we? You know what I mean? So maybe she's a fucking crazy devil worshipping motherfucker. Oh yeah, the world has gone mad. Completely, bro. Mental. Mental. Yeah, but that was years ago. Wasn't it, Kate? Brexit and all that? It was years ago, so. My mom said that because Anne Widdecombe is one of them types of people that you can imagine, she wouldn't just give her belongings to somebody. So my mom said maybe the person's gone into her house to rob her. She's put up a fight and has killed her. My mom said that. That's what my mom said. That's her theory on it. Well, yogurt now. Activia gut health yogurt. No, is it fuck? It's not right to go into an old woman's house and kill her. You're fucking mad. The geese should get life, mate. Fucking life. Life him off. Can't be giving these people theirs and kill them. What's the reason for the world going mad? Social media is a big part. Social media is a massive part, mate. Now, I would say that before we had the internet, yeah, even though politics and religion have always been bad, before we had the internet, I don't think it was as bad as what it is now. I think since we've had the internet, politics and, religion, well, yeah, and politics, and colour of skin, and racism, and everything has increased. If you want to stoke hatred as well, all you have to do, right now, is put a load of bullshit on the internet, and people will hate people for the bullshit you put on the internet. Depends how viral it goes. If it gets like 10 million fucking views, yeah, then that opinion from that person will become the opinion of other people without them even realising that it's not their opinion. That's the problem. Trends, isn't it? And some trends are dangerous. Do you know what I mean? Some trends are extremely dangerous. And do you think the government do not look at how to control you from your trends? What to say to you to make you indoctrinated into the system and to do as you're told? Of course they do. These trends, these algorithms, they are monitoring us daily. And that is giving them a more unique way to control us. They are understanding the way that we think now more than they ever have done in history. And they want to stoke an idea, they put it on the fucking internet and they'll make it a trend. They want to make you believe something, they'll allow the speech that is positive to them to be all over the internet. And then any speech that is counteractive to their argument, yeah, will be fucking banned. Or you'll get locked up, or it'll be hate speech or whatever. So now they've even got to the point where they've managed to control what we think, what we see, and what we're allowed to say. That's a fucking problem. April, do you know something? There's no reason to call somebody a muppet because they don't have the same information as you or they don't believe the same information as you. Do you know healthy debate is done just like that? Healthy words, not hurty words. Healthy debate cannot be done with argument. That's argument. That's not debate. Basically, you've just had a warning to watch your mouth in my chat. That's what you've just had. I'll just give you a warning, a nice warning, to watch your mouth in my chat. You haven't got nothing nice to say, or you can't put it in a respectful way. Don't put it at all, because you get banned. Unless he said he beat me in a one-on-one. Unless he would never say that, because we've never had a fucking one-on-one, you donut. Stop trying to turn... Listen, here's another one. Oi, donut. And it's my life, so I can call you a fucking donut. Oi, Sammy. Shut your mouth or get banned. I mean, shut your fucking mouth or get banned. You're not in normal people's lives here. I know you're used to being in lives and being able to say what the fuck you want, but you can't say what the fuck you want in here. You can disagree with anybody in my chat. You can all have disagreements. You can all have different opinions, but do it fucking politely and with respect. Even Lanesi, right? Even Lanesi, I would give him a warning if he was being fucked up in my chat. And then if he didn't listen to me, I mean, there's like Mr. Hustle, Lanesi, these people are always in my chat, but I would time them out for 24 hours myself. Yeah? I wouldn't ban them, but I would time them fucking out. And these are people who have been on my channel for ages, who I've had so much communication with. Do you think you new people who I don't fucking know can come in here and try and poison my life and I won't notice and get you fucking gone? Oh, I will. Oh, I fucking will. And I won't time you out. I'll block your ass. I don't know you, so you're not going to get no chances with me. Be polite in my chat or don't chat. Trust me. Sorry for using you two as an example there, lads, by the way. Just using an example. Just out of the most people who are in my chat every day, I can see your two names in chat, innit? So I just use it as an example there, lads. Just to let people understand how my channel works. I'm great, Philip. How are you? April, it's not about that though, is it? It's about you can disagree with Lanesi. If you want to put points in there that counteract what Lanesi's saying, that's fine, April. But saying you're a fucking muppet at the end of what you're typing ain't going to get nothing but an argument, is it? And I won't have arguments in my chat. That's base intelligence. Base. Insults are base intelligence. Use your words without them being derogatory or insulting. Disagreement in here is fine if it's done the right way. People disagree with me all the time. And then no, do not say a fucked up word to Danny, because he'll laugh at you and block you straight away and call you a cunt. Yeah, right, literally. But people disagree with me all the time. Do you know what I mean? And I just listen to them, and as long as it's said in the correct manner, I don't care. As long as it's said with respect, I don't fucking care. And it's the same as everything, really. As long as it's said with respect, I don't care. Muppet, dickhead, twat, knobhead, these words do not carry respect, do they? In any context. Unless my mate's in the front room here and he says something stupid and makes me laugh, and I look at him and burst out laughing and go, shut up, you dickhead. Now that's different. But that's between mates in the same room, where the intention can not be miscrewed and the intention can actually be, you know, the intent behind the word can be quantified because you're in front of each other. Yeah? In here, it can't be. So when you're speaking to strangers, you don't use those same words as you may use in a fun context with your mates. Do you know what I mean? Muffin Man, that doesn't exist anymore. And people nowadays have taken it too far. Oh, we know how to banter and insult, right? But especially my era. But it's got too far now. There's banter, there's trolling, and then there's downright disrespect and cyberbullying. Two totally different things, mate. The internet has created a really fucked up society because there's no consequences to what you say anymore. There used to be. Before the internet, there used to be. If you wanted to call somebody a knobhead, you'd have to get to the face and call them a knobhead. And then they might punch you in the fucking mouth. Do you know what I mean? Nowadays, you can come on here and call fucking 75 people a knobhead every day. And they can't get their hands on you and do fuck all to you because they don't know who you are. So you're safe behind your screen, right? Imagine what type of person that creates. A coward. That's what it creates, a coward. Trolls and cyberbullies would say different. You would say that people who come on here and chat shit every day, yeah, nobody knows who they are. They're champions, they're amazing, but not in my world. Not from the era that I come from. The era that I come from and my generation would call them people fucking weasels. Literally. I mean, you only have to look at some of the big YouTube stars and big social media stars. Like Jack Doherty, for instance. That geezer is a little shit. And he needs to be smashed to pieces. Like, I can't believe... Well, you can't smash him to pieces though, can you? He's that much of a fucking cunt that at the end of the day, yeah, he will hire some 6'5" bouncer to protect him everywhere he goes because he knows people want to fucking batter him. Yeah, and then still, just because there's a 6'5" bouncer there, nobody's battered him yet. I'll tell you straight, mate, in England, that wouldn't roll. Whether he had that 6'5" bouncer with him or anything, make no difference. Go in an English pub on a Saturday night, Jack. Go in an English pub on a Saturday night and play at the big one with your big bouncer and see what happens to the pair of you. Do you know what I mean? Seriously. You might get away with that shit in other countries, mate, but you ain't going to get away with that, yeah? I mean, go into a city, go into a busy pub on a Saturday night, yeah, with your bouncer and start giving it loads of shit in there, so I can watch what happens to you, you little shit. Because that little shit deserves everything he gets. He's a horrible, 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 horrible person, and they all are because social media has created people who can get rich quick by lying and scamming their audience. Do you know what I mean? By making stories up and making the audience believe, selling you products that don't work. They're just bullshit. But you'll buy them, do you know what I mean? Which make these motherfuckers rich, and then they lose the soul. The more money they chase, the more of the soul they lose. Until it gets to a point where, I'm not joking with you, these fuckers are as bad as the rich elite that run us. HS, fucking, all of them are scammers. Proper scammers, bro. Proper scam artists as well. Proper. Buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. The modern day alpha male, which I'm probably going to do a video on this. The modern day alpha male is disgusting. That's not alpha male. There's nothing alpha male about it. In fact, you are a fucking idiot. There's no alpha about you, mate. None whatsoever. Because you treat women like absolute dirt. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you get yourself a girlfriend, and then as soon as you've been with her for a month, and you make her fall in love with you sell her on OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean? Then you make her understand that to be with you, she's got to accept other women. So then you meet another bird, make her fall in love with you, and put her on OnlyFans. Scum, that's scum of the earth. That's a pimp, bro. You might as well be a pimp. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just these alpha males, that is the new word for pimp. Teaching young men, basically, how to disrespect everybody. I mean, look at Wes Watson, the fucking sausage. Wes Watson is one of the worst men I've ever seen in my life, mate. Wes Watson is an absolute piece of turd. And that geezer made so much money from being a piece of shit. So much from being a piece of shit.
That's the problem with the world. Pieces of shit earn bare money and get bare views. Good people don't. And that's where the world has switched. Because back in my day, pieces of shit would get no views, no clicks, no clout. People would shun them from society. And good people would be getting the clicks, the views, and all that. That's what would happen back in the day. Now it's totally opposite. The more of a cunt you are, the more of a nasty piece of work you are, the more clicks and views you'll get. The nicer you are, the more humane you are, the less clicks and views you get. That's why the world's fucked up. The world rewards bad behaviour now, yeah, and punishes good behaviour. Now, when you live in a world like that, how are you supposed to navigate that world and be a good person? How are you supposed to navigate the world and be a good person when good behaviour gets punished and bad behaviour gets rewarded? April, you've just called Mr. Hustler Bacon. You're gone. I did warn you. You're gone. I warned her, right? That's another thing as well. Everybody throwing around that word, bacon. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't even thought about really, you know, anything to really calling people that word or thinking about that word too much until you just put it in chat. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's obsessed with that word, isn't it? It's just, you're just obsessed. It's a weird word to be obsessed with, in my opinion. It's a very weird word. Very weird way of thinking to be thinking about that kind of shit every day. There's no consequences for actions no more, really. Not for bad actions, anyway. Even jail. Like back in my day, some of the stuff that lads have got away with, and I know that they haven't grasped on anybody because I just know them. And at the end of the day, bro, they've walked out of court, and I'm thinking, in my day, when I was younger, there's no way I'm walking out of that courtroom for what you've just been charged with. There's no way. And I know they haven't grasped on anybody. It's just that the fucking jails are full, and they don't want to send people to jail now. No matter what they do, really, unless it's something that's all over the news, then they've got no choice. But believe me, they're fucking letting people out of jail that shouldn't be let out of jail, but should go to jail to learn the lesson. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't learn a lesson unless you get punished for doing something bad, right? That's how you learn your lesson, yeah? And so many people aren't being punished for crimes that they're committing nowadays. Not punished properly. They're getting community service and fucking suspended sentences and all that. You know what I mean? So obviously crime is going up because young lads are thinking, I can get away with this, I can get away with this. It's fucking mental. We're not building no new jails. Population's getting bigger, more people are committing crime, but we're not building more jails. And you've got to understand, when it's people that I know in my life that I'm saying should go to jail, that's because I'm very honest. I'm very fucking honest, mate. It's just the courts can't fit them in jail. There's no room. Fucking hell, we'll build some more jails then. I mean, build some more fucking jails, man. Oh, we can't build no more jails. Why? Because we're giving all the money to the people who are coming in on boats. We're giving them all, we're renting out the hotels up and down the country, and we're building new houses for them. So we can't afford to build any new jails because we can only do one or two things. We can't buy out all the hotels all up and down the country and build housing estates for people on boats and build jails. We've got two choices. We either build the housing for the people on the boats and we give them hotels, or we build jails to lock up more criminals so they're off the streets. Well, what would help the populace more? What would help the fucking populace more? Huh? I think having more jails to lock up criminals, to teach them lessons, so that when they do come out of jail, a lot of them don't want to go back because it's shit. Do you know what I mean, right? So at the end of the day, yeah, they don't commit crime again, and then you get less crime on the streets. But while you're letting people walk out of court because you can't put them in jail, well, that makes them think they can get away with murder. So they commit more fucking crime. So you have more crime in the country. Again, for people coming in on boats that aren't even citizens. So now your citizens have to suffer by having more criminals on the streets because you are letting non-citizens, use the money that should be allocated for new jails, NHS, fucking all that kind of shit. And people say, why do I have a problem with the people coming in on boats? This is the reason why. Politicians taking backhand payments, way more than what they should earn, robbing you all. You know what I mean? Literally robbing the shit out of you all. CEOs of rich companies not paying the taxes like they should. Paying some taxes, but not paying what they should pay. And the dividends, the difference between, we're talking billions here from every company. We're not talking like a couple of $100,000. No, we're talking billions, mate. Billions that has not been paid to our taxes. Billions that has not been paid. That rich CEOs get away with because they'll give a few little payments here and there to prime ministers. Do you know what I mean? And people in government to keep their fucking mouth shut. He's fucking ruthless, mate. He's ruthless. Who does it all come down to? Government. I keep saying it here, but at the end of the day, it's because it's the fucking truth. Every single problem with this country does not lead back to the people. It leads back to the fucking government that run the people. They keep fucking the country up completely through greed and power. And it's not their power and it's not their greed. It's the people above them. The boats have got to be stopped, bro. I've said this for ages ago. They have to stop the boats. Like, they've got to stop the fucking boats. It's like, you're not allowed in here no more. You're putting too much of a strain on the country. We've had enough of you. Do you know what I mean? We've got enough people in this country off boats. We don't need no fucking more. We've helped as much as we can. We can't help no more. I'm sorry, you're taking food off my fucking kid's table now. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what it is. The government, basically, we're a British family, right? So the government needs to look after the family. That's the British citizens, yeah? Right? They're not doing that. They're not doing that. Honestly, it's like starving your own family. Do you know what I mean? To feed another family that you don't even know. Now, I know it sounds inhumane, but it's not inhumane to not watch your children starve or your family suffer for somebody you don't even know that's never helped you or done fuck all for your country, ever. It's not a bad way of thinking. It's like, no, it takes the piss. I'm all for helping people until helping people is detrimental to our fucking country. And that's where it's got to now. It's detrimental. The people hate it. We don't want it. You are fucking about with the economy. You are spending way too much money on people who are not citizens of your fucking country. And we've had enough. And people call that racist or fucked up. No, it's not. Because I'm not racist, mate. At all. What you want about? Shut the fuck up. I'm not racist, mate. I'm a realist. Change that word to realism, not racist. I can see what's going on. I'm not blind. We all can. And I'm pretty much sure that I am saying what all of you are thinking. Pretty much. So yeah, I just think shit needs to change. I don't know when it'll change. I don't know if it'll change. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better, I would imagine. So we're in for a wild ride over the next few years, I think, folks. Oh, I know, bro. You listen. For me, because I am not religious at all, right? Like, you know, I'm not religious biased when it comes to any religion, really. But obviously, there is stuff in all religions. Where do you know belief with me? This is where belief comes with me, right? Do you know if your belief doesn't hurt the world as a whole or the population as a whole? If your beliefs are not detrimental to other people, then you can have them. The moment your beliefs become detrimental to other people, that's when you should be shunned from society or change your fucking belief. That's where I am with belief. You should be allowed to have your own belief. You should be allowed to believe in whatever God you fucking want. Until the ideas that you have about said belief start affecting the general populace as a whole. Once that happens, your beliefs should not be allowed. The army's shit nowadays, bro. The British Army's a joke. It's a joke. Understaffed, underpaid, underarmed. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we're talking about getting rid of our naval fleet and building a cheaper, shitter version now, right? That's what we do, because we need to obviously build new boats and shit. So we're talking about building shit ones. When other countries would be talking about building more advanced ones, no. We're talking about downgrading. Fucking downgrading. Look that up. I heard it about 2 weeks ago. Who downgrades, really? The armed forces, though, is nowhere near big enough. But then again, that comes down to the government as well, because who wants to go in the armed forces to fight battles for other countries to get rich? Because that's what we do, right? That's what we do. We invade other countries with America to make America rich. Right? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. That's got to stop. We have got to stop literally licking the rectum of America. Not saying I've got anything against America, I haven't, but this is Britain. We're a lot older than America for starters. Yeah, we should be great, and we are not great because we literally, the American president, whoever it is at the time, bends over and we stick our tongue right up their jacksie. And then they lead us around like the human centipede. And we do whatever we are told when we are told. That's got to stop. Oh, Jack, we did colonise the world. We was great once, mate. We was great once. We was feared and we was great. Nowadays, we are mocked and we're a joke. Honestly. I reckon all the governments of the world will sit there in their fucking little Houses of Commons or whatever and laugh at us. Literally just laugh. Remember when Great Britain was great? Well, they're fucking shit now, are they? Oh, and okay, that's what I was just talking about. They're talking about downgrading the Navy, building new boats that aren't as powerful as the boats we've got, that are way less powerful but cost way less money to build. So basically we have no Navy, right? So all the destroyers and stuff are going to get decommissioned. What are you going to have? A fucking little tugboat with a 50 cal on the back of it? Is that our Navy now, is it? Oh, I know, Matt. I know. Listen, bro, I understand that. I know the history, bro. I know exactly how we did it. I know exactly how we did it, brother. I'm not saying Great Britain should be great where we invade other countries. I don't think that's. I think we should stick to his own, deal with his own, worry about his own, only do trades that in the world that matter to the people. Only allow any kind of trade with the UK that benefits the people. Make the army strong again so that we can at least threaten. Because at the moment, man, we couldn't threaten nobody. If somebody turned around and says, oh, by the way, we're coming to your country next week and we're going to overtake it. Do you know our politicians would just stand at the doors with the keys and go, yeah. We wouldn't even defend our own borders, mate. We need an army that's that strong that is feared. Not that we need to use them, not that we're going to invade anyone. But at the end of the day, you threaten us in any fucking way. And watch, bruv. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we should invade other countries, but I'm saying we should have a power behind us that other countries fear. So they don't take the piss out of us no more, bro. I mean, we have got the best fighting men in the world. We don't have enough of them, but we have got them. The SAS, right? Increase the SAS. Make them thousands strong. I've said this before, bro. Every country in the world knows you do not want the SAS coming into your country. 3 or 4 of them, let alone 5,000 of them, mate. What the fuck? You can just increase the SAS. You can. They have to go through training. Just influx from the army into SAS training. If you put more through the training, more are going to pass. Yeah, more will fail, but more will pass, obviously. There will be lots of men in the army that are SAS material. You know what I mean? Selection should be way bigger because we need it right now. We need it. Who's taking the piss out of us? Everyone. America and Israel, yeah, probably use the British flag to wipe their arse. I would imagine. I would imagine all the politicians in America and Israel, I would imagine, use our flag to wipe their arse. Bro, do you mean? Who do we bow down to? Who takes the piss out of us? The whole fucking world. Where are the boats coming from? They can't reach us. There's no land bridge. So they're coming from other fucking countries and being allowed on boats to come here because they know we won't say no and there's fuck all we can do about it. Well, how about if we could do something about it? And we told France, you put anybody else on boats, watch what happens. Don't put them on boats and send them over the channel. No. That's your problem, not our fucking problem. It wouldn't be a war, bro. With 20,000 SAS, it wouldn't be a war. France would shit itself. Every country would. I swear to God. A massive army of SAS trained, like army soldiers trained to the level of SAS, mate. I'm telling you, our whole army was trained to that level. Nobody in the world would ever even look at us wrong again. They'd be too fucking scared. They'd be absolutely terrified, bro. I'm telling you. One person would try it. And after that one person tried it, nobody else ever would. I swear, one country would try it. Just one. And it won't be one of the big countries. Because one of the big countries would put one of the little countries up to trying it. Yeah? And then all we do, we send the SAS in, not to do anything to the people, destabilise and destroy the government and turn it into a British government. Underneath the noses. Blatantly, bro. When the Prime Minister is on FaceTime to our Prime Minister going, we're going to bomb you, rah, 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 rah. Our Prime Minister should be able to sit there and go, you see your 2 bodyguards there? Yeah. Right. How long you known them? They've been my bodyguards for 5 years. They're the best bodyguards ever. Are they? Yeah, are they? They speak your language, don't they? They're from your place, are they? Yeah. No, they're not. Yo, Steve, Andy, tell him where you're from. We're SAS, mate. Now, do as you're told. Do as you're told. Or I'll cut this feed off and nobody will see you again. Call in your soldiers. Call your soldiers from outside. Call in your soldiers to take care of my SAS. Do it. I'm going to wait online. I'm going to wait to watch. I want to watch you. Do it. Okay. Call in his soldiers. As his generals and everything come in. I'll say, right, speak in your own language, because I've learned your own language. Speak in your own language. I'll let them have a whole conversation in the language. And then I'll say to all the army in there, I'll say, lads, where are you from? And then they'll stop speaking his language and we're from London. We're the SAS. And I'd say, you see, your whole country's been took. I've took it underneath you, son. Now what are you going to do? Sign those fucking papers and do as you're told, boy. That's how Britain become great again. That's how, bro. Fear. And we don't have none. They piss on us. Mate, it would take probably what? I don't know, 5-10 years to train that many SAS? Wouldn't take that long, bro. We've got SAS to train them. It's not like this is a made up concept. We already have SAS, bro. We already have them, right? I don't know how many SAS there is, but we already have them. So at the end of the day, the SAS that we already have can train the SAS that we need. The only thing I know about the SAS is they are the most feared soldiers in the world. And I know this because I've seen Navy SEALs talk about them, I've seen fucking Delta talk about them, and they have all said, every single special forces in the world, when talking about the SAS, all say the SAS are the hardest men in the world. Now, the SAS are that good that a big group of them could take a government from the inside out. They could take it from the inside. They could take the government without the government even knowing it had been took. That's how good they are. And they happen to be our soldiers, ours. And I bet you if I had an SAS geezer watching me now, he'd probably agree. I bet you. If I had an SAS geezer watching me right now, yeah, he would probably agree with me. He would probably say, Danny, you got a finger in there. Do you know what I mean? You're thinking on the right path there, Dan. Like if we was taxing, yeah, the rich CEOs like we're supposed to, if we was taxing them already like we're supposed to, right, then we would be able to pay our soldiers more. So we'd have a bigger armed forces anyway. We wouldn't even be talking about like dumbing down our navy. We wouldn't even be talking about that, right? Because we'd have that much money, we'd be building more destroyers. Got to get your head around this. Listen to what I'm going to say to you. Absorb it into your brain so you understand the main problem. Okay? And I know this. This is information that I'm giving you that is true. This is not, I'm not guessing. I've done the research, so I know. Right? Listen, every company that functions in this UK, that is $1 billion company that functions all over the world, right? Asda, Sainsbury's, Marks and Sparks, these kind of companies, JD Sports, Nike, yeah, American Golf, all these, Odeon Cinema, right? All these McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, yeah, right? All of these, Domino's Pizza, all of them are supposed to pay, because of what they earn, about 50% of their tax per year. Profits. Right? And everybody says, well, how would they pay their employees? You don't understand the word. Listen to the words I'm using. Profits. So when they've paid all their overheads, they've paid all the staff, what is left? The profit per year. Not the gross, the profit. Right? Is billions upon billions. They are supposed to pay 50% of that in tax. Right? Yeah? Now, if you go to the individual companies and you look up the last 10 years of their profits, yeah, half it, add it up. This country would be rich. Our taxes, we wouldn't even need them. Get that into your heads. If you understand that, then you know why we are in such trouble with the economy, and the councils have no money, and the NHS is shit, the police service is shit, your doctors are shit, and everything goes up, and no wages match it. Cost of living goes up, and what you get paid does not match it. That's the reason why. Because they don't pay what they're supposed to fucking pay. Because they are very good bookkeepers that write off this and write off that and write off this and write off that. They probably pay 10% of what they're supposed to pay. Right? And the government know the HMRC is not fucking stupid. Because if I owe them £1,000, they'll chase me to the ends of the fucking earth. They're not stupid, bro. There's way more of us, populace, than there is CEOs of companies. Right? And any one of you, out of the 70 odd million that live in this country, trust me, you owe them 50 quid. They'll know where you live, where you work, what shop you shop at. But they don't know what these billionaires are doing. A small number compared to a massive number. Bullshit. Bullshit. And that is the fucking problem with this country. That's the main problem with the economy. The rich get to keep and get richer. And vastly richer. It's only just recently that Elon Musk is no longer a trillionaire. The motherfucker was a trillionaire. A trillion. That should not be allowed in society. Nobody should be allowed to gather a trillion. The imbalance is fucking huge. And Elon Musk is spending all his money. He's such a good guy. You all love Elon Musk, yeah? He's spending all his money. He wants to get to Mars. How does that benefit you? It doesn't. What should he be doing? What should he be spending his fucking money on? He should be spending his money, right, literally, on clearing the ocean of plastic. Clearing the land of plastic. He's got the money to do it. Inventing a product that replaces plastic that is biodegradable. That's the best thing you could do with your money for this earth. But now you want to get to Mars and sell more Tesla. People don't understand that, you know. People don't understand it. Danny, how would you change the country? I'd tax the people who are supposed to be taxed properly. That's how. Do you know how much money I'd earn a year? On top of what this country gets a year. Just by doing that. Just by doing that, bro. And I know what you're saying, yeah, but they'd just move the business until they paid 10 years of tax back. They wouldn't. Yeah, but how are you going to stop it? Arrest them. You've defrauded the government. Well, a normal citizen like me, if I defrauded the government of millions of pounds, I would go to jail. I would be arrested. Right? Do you think these fuckers would pay what they owed? Yeah? If they was going to get 10 years in jail in general pop? Do you think they'd pay? Or do you think they'd go to jail for 10 years? What do you think? I think they'd pay. It's like the fight that's just happened. You know Conor McGregor and Paddy and that? Yeah? I don't know. I mean, they would have got paid a lot of money, but that is nothing compared to what that organisation, yeah, would have been paid that night. They will have earned £1 billion. £1 billion. Well, if that's in this country, if that's held in this country, yeah, you're going to give me half of that money. Well, that's one night. 500 million. Your profit is 1 billion. 500 million. That's what you're going to give me. For one night's work. Yeah, for me, I'm kind of like, I'm just disillusioned, I would say, with the way the world is right now. I think everybody is, really. It's a very corrupt place. Oh, yeah, charities, bro, super. I mean, I'm only catching some comments because I'm talking, right? But yeah, super. Charities, bro. People say to me, like, oh, Danny, like, obviously I've had loads of this. Yeah, fight me for charity. I'm like, are you mad? Are you fucking mad? I would never do that. I would fight like, well, I don't particularly want to fight now, do you know what I mean? But if somebody offered me a stupid amount of cash, like 100 grand or something to get in the ring, I would get in the ring for 100 grand. Obviously, I'd have to be stupid to say no to that, right? But in all honesty, like, you know, it's become, I think it's become now like where charity's concerned that people don't understand that a lot of people don't understand this, you know, and it kind of does me in because you should understand where your money's going, right? And how can I put this? Well, I'm just going to put it how it is, right? There is some fucking rich CEO of that company, of that charity, that is taking your money, mush. Blatant. Even Macmillan Cancer, do you think there is not somebody in charge of that company that drives a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or whatever he chooses to drive and lives in a fucking mansion? Of course there is. A few of them. At the end of the day, people are very stupid when it comes to charity, I think. Because if you just look at Africa, you've only got to look at one place in the world. Do your research. Find out how much we've given them since 1980. Enough to start a whole country economy. The lot, mate. The motherfuckers ain't even got drinking water. They haven't got running water, bro. Now, you figure that out. Work that out in your fucking head. You won't be able to. Your head won't be able to work it out. But you'll still give to charity. Now, I am charitable. People have seen me out and about when I'm in a town. And you know, if I come across homeless and stuff, I don't really give them money because I don't really know what situation they're in. I don't know if they're on drugs and stuff. So I don't really want to fund the drugs. Yeah? But I always try to buy them stuff. I'll be like, you hungry, bro? And I'll go and buy them food. And I'll buy them hot drinks and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm quite charitable like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Personally. Where I know where my stuff is going. I know that I'm actually helping this person myself right now. But when it comes to charities, I found this out years ago, that they're all scammed. They're all run by scammers. Literally, the top of them, yeah, they're taking all your money. I'd say that the cause that most charities, the big ones anyway, the cause that you donate to, if you donate 100 quid, that cause gets a tenner of your money. You know, children in need, you donate 100 quid, right? A tenner of that is going to be used for children in need. The other £90 is going to other people. And if you read up, like if you read up, you'd have to go deep to find this out. It's not surface knowledge. If you read about this, then it wouldn't say that. It would tell you on Google, no. 90% of the money goes to the cause and then the 10% to run the charity. No, it's the other way around. It's a lie. It's a blatant lie. And it's a lie because the rich elite are in on it. It's them that get paid. It's like mobsters. Yeah, you know mobsters in Las Vegas back in the day. Do you think the mobsters would be telling the government what they was doing? Do you think the mobsters would be telling the people what they was doing? No, of course they fucking wouldn't. They'd still be raking the fucking fortune from it though, right? Charities are the same thing. Really is. At least with mobsters, we knew there was mobsters. These are supposed to be kind, generous, charitable people. They're not. They're there for that. They're there for that. Bro, fucking hell. The CEOs of companies get paid stupid. Like Boeing. The CEO of Boeing gets paid over 30 million a year. I'm not joking. It's mad, that, isn't it? That's his wage, bro. Over 30 million a fucking year, man. That geezer, when he had half that, so he had about 15 million. And in 1 year, he got a 45, well, he had a bit more than 15 million. In 1 year, he got a 45% pay rise. In 1 fucking year. Yeah. And do you know the workers at Boeing? Yeah. Over the last 8 years, have had a 1% pay rise. Now that's corruption at its finest. Hard system to break though. Workers' unions. I think I probably am. I never used to be when I was younger. But I think I probably am nowadays because I've had an unfair dismissal from like 2 jobs in my life. Yeah. One of them was not really the company's fault, so I don't really blame them. But one of them was proper unfair dismissal. Totally unfair. And it was only because, like, I was working at a place driving, yeah, and it was years and years ago, right? And they wanted me to put an app on my phone, yeah? And once that app was on my phone, I found out in the background, do you know I'm phoning my missus and everything? Just that app being on my phone, they could record my phone calls on my private fucking phone, mate. So I was like, nah, I'm not having it. And every other driver had it, because there was a bunch of wankers. And I was the only driver that said, I'm not having it. You're not listening to my private shit. Yes, King. Good morning, brother. Thank you for the donation. Respect. Thank you very much for the donation. You're a star, mate. Thank you very much. So they wanted me to put this app on my phone, right? A spy app, basically. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. So about a month later, I got called into the office with the manager. The manager had been a cunt with me ever since this meeting. I presume because he got shit from the management above him, because I wouldn't have the app, but I don't care. It's my choice. Yeah, it's my choice whether I have that on my phone or not. You're not listening to my shit, man. You know what I mean? I told him this straight. I went, you're not listening to my shit. I've looked into this app. Yeah, it's from China. It was a Chinese app. I was like, I'm not doing it. A month later, yeah, I got called into the office and he was like, we're going to give you your final warning. We're going to have to let you go. Well, I'd never had a warning. I'd never had a warning, bro. Do you know what I mean, right? So, and this is exactly how it went. I'd never had a warning ever from this company. And he went, we're going to give you your final warning. We're going to have to let you go. I went, you can't do that, bro. I said, I haven't even had a warning. Not one yet. I said, so how can this be my final warning? I said, you're chatting shit. He was a right little dickhead. He was a proper little dickhead, this geezer, right? So, and I said, what for anyway? And he went, damaged products. I went, you are? Now, the thing is that this company, when I delivered products to the door, I had to take a picture of them on WhatsApp and send it to a WhatsApp group. So every delivery I did, there was a fucking picture of it. So all I said to him, I said, Ben, I said, listen, mate. I said, I have to take pictures of every one of my deliveries. I said, so get my deliveries up on your laptop and show me the damage, bro. And he went, no. I went, you can't do that. Yeah. I went, you can't do that. He went, yeah, I can. I went, no, you can't. I said, if you're going to tell me you're sacking me for damage to products, yeah, I want to see the damage. Because I take pictures of every product when it's at the door. Do you know what I mean? And he went, nah. And then I went, you're a dickhead, you are. And when I went like that, he jumped up, smashed his hands off the table, and went to lunge at me over the table, bro. Do you know what I mean? So I jumped up and went, come on, you little cunt, outside. And that's all he needed, because the whole office heard it. That was all he needed, because the whole office heard it. Do you know what I mean? Right now, after all that happened, spoke to my mum, and my mum was like, in a union, that would have never happened. I went, why? She went, because in a meeting like that, Danny, your union rep will come with you. It's like having a lawyer. I was like, what? She's like, yes, I'm having a lawyer. And up till that point, I didn't really know nothing about unions. I'd heard of them, but I'd never been in one. Never even thought about it. Do you know what I mean? But now if I go back to work again, I probably would join a union, you know? Because now I know it's like having a solicitor next to me for work. Do you know what I mean? Like that day, if I would have had a union rep, he would have said, show me the pictures. And if he couldn't show me the pictures, there's no way any of that could have happened, right? You've got to show proof of what you're accusing me of. Do you get what I mean? So that's basically, yeah, where a union, I think, would come in. Do you know what I mean? So I think a union, it's a good idea. It is a good idea. I don't know how much you pay for it. I don't know if it's financially worth it, because I've never joined one. Because obviously when my mum used to work for the coal board, you know, back when Maggie Thatcher was closing them down, and she was part of a union. So she went into work and she went, Danny, the union, it's like, she knows about unions, because she said to me, this is where the conversation, she was like, yeah, you should have been in a union. I used to be in a union when I worked at the coal board. And she said to me that, you know, the miners, she went, Danny, they were horrible, you know. They didn't give a fuck if you was a woman or a man, right? They used to throw stuff at us and that. And we used to have union reps there to protect us going in and coming out of work, because all the miners would be lined up outside the offices, like throwing stuff at us and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And like they'll always, that's where the conversation from, well, that's where my mum's perspective from unions comes from. But I've never been in a union. I probably think it's probably a good idea though. If there's, I mean, do there still exist unions? They probably do, don't they? Gen Z. How much do they take out of your wages though for joining one? How much is it? How much do they take? I'm not naming the company. I'm not naming the app. No way, Thomas is winning. None of the big names are at the top, man, on the final day. There's no Rory McIlroy, nothing. Us door is 11 quid a month. That's not bad. Yeah, 11 quid's a month's not bad. When my mum told me about what the miners were like, to the women and stuff that worked in the offices, yeah, it was fucking shocking, mate. When she had that discussion with me, like, it was years ago. So I can't paraphrase it, but my mum told me that when all the mines were closing down, and she worked for the coal board, that when she used to go into the offices and stuff, the men were like basically trying to get to him to fucking do damage to him and stuff. She went, Dan, it was scary. So it was proper scary. The amount of times she says your dad launched himself into the audience was unreal, Dan. Like police and everything. It was very scary. Very, very scary, like. You know what I mean? And I was like, no way. And she was like, yeah, man. She was like, and obviously it's not like your dad could come with me every day. And we used to have people guide us into the offices, but they'd be throwing stuff at us and all sorts, spitting at us. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And she was like, yeah, it was really bad. Who's the best channel? Well, that's between you and Vanessa. Got nothing to do with me. I've not really seen none of this in chat, so if you've been having an argument, you've been having an argument. I mean, I always say, rather than argue with people in chat, if you don't like each other, just don't talk to each other. I always say that, you know. But some people don't seem to be able to do it, so that's up to you to sort out. It's got nothing to do with me. I always say, like, you know, I mean, if you can't get along, just don't talk to each other. It's the best way forward. Who do I think would make a good Batman? If my parents were scabs. My mum worked for the coal board in the office, mate. Bro, you've just called my mum a scab. You're gone. Do you know what I mean? Literally. I can't believe you've just called my mum a scab. Bro, you're gone. Are you dumb, bro? Can you believe what he just said in chat? Whether you said if or not, yeah? You've basically just tried to call my mum and dad scabs, bro. Are you mad? You must be mad if you think you're going to stop here after that. I don't care, man. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. The man has literally just, honestly, just called my mum and dad scabs, man. In my eyes, he just called mum and dad scabs, man. That's an insult. I don't care the terminology that was used back in the day. He could have said so many different words. Do you know what I mean? That word there was insulting to my mother and father. So I'm not going to have it. It's that simple. Yeah, it should have been worded better. You should have known that would be the reaction. You can't say that about somebody's parents. I don't care about the terminology from years ago. That's not how you would say it now, is it? You would say, Danny, if your mum didn't strike, then they would hate her for it. That's what you would say, right? And then maybe if you want to educate me to the word, then say, actually, Danny, do you know something? I'm not saying this about your mum and dad, but there was called scabs back in the day if they didn't strike, and then I would have understood. But no, it was the context. You can't come in and say that about somebody's fucking parents. Do you know what I mean? You just can't. There's so many other things you could have said. And I wouldn't mind, but Thomas has been in my life loads, man. He's just got himself banned from my life through not using his brain. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I can go back onto his name and I can time him out for 24 hours. And then if he comes back and he would have heard this, yeah, then after 24 hours, yeah, then he can come back. And he can say, Danny, I don't mean it like that. Let's see what he says when he comes back into another life. And I'll explain to him, don't always think about what you say, because that would just sound fucking derogatory and horrible to anybody. Well, King, I've just timed him out for 24 hours now, so he'll be able to come back into the live tomorrow, and he'll probably explain that to me himself. Because obviously, I might have overreacted to the word that was used, so I didn't understand what he was trying to say to me. Do you know what I mean, right? But at the end of the day, it still offended me, because you should have been able to use a different word than that. You know what I mean? So, I've timed him out for 24 hours, I've unbanned him, and I've timed him out for 24 hours. I think that's fair. And tomorrow or next day or something, he'll probably come into my life and say, Danny, I don't mean it like that. But and I'll say, I know, because they explained it to me. But I'll explain to him, I'll say, next time if you can use a word, think of the word in your head, bro, before you say it. Because if I don't know the word or what it means and you say it, I might take it the wrong way if it's something like that. Which is very understandable why I took that the wrong fucking way. Now, it could have been meant by him, yeah, to piss me off. Because he might have known. Yeah, but then again, it probably wasn't, because Thomas is in my life quite a lot. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'll speak to him next time he's in live. But all of you you've just learned a lesson there. If there's some mad terminology that sounds very derogatory, that's from back in the day that I might not know, think before you say it. Or say it in a fucking sentence where I understand. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I swear to God, if there wasn't people in chat then that would explain to me, Danny, that was the word for people who did not like strike. If I would have had it, I would have just presumed, he would just stay banned. I would have just presumed that he was calling my mum and dad scabs. That's what I mean, man. You got to think before you speak sometimes, man. You got to think before you speak. Like if I would have known that word, and one of you like in chat was talking about your mom getting abused when she tried to get to work and that, and I would have known that word, I probably would have told you what the word meant, but I wouldn't have put it in that context. I would have gone, yeah, mate. Do you know what I mean? There was a word for that, you know, back in the day, and this is no offence to your mum and dad. Do you know what I mean? It's just the word that they used. Do you know what I mean? So anybody who didn't strike was called scabs. Do you know what I mean? That's what they called. That's what they called them, bro. And you know exactly how I talk, so you know that's exactly how I would have said it. And then the guy would have been like, "What? They called my fucking mum and dad scabs back in the day." I would have been like, "Well, yeah, they did." Well, my dad didn't work in the mines. My dad owned his own business. My dad was a panel sprayer. Actually, no, he wasn't at the time. Nah, it was before I was born. He was an offshore fucking deep sea welder on oil rigs. That's what my dad was doing at the time. That's why he couldn't obviously take her to work every day, because he was fucking offshore working. My dad was a panel beater sprayer when I was 6 and we lived in Axie. My mom said to me back in the day or something like that. I can't remember because it was such a long time ago. I'd have to have this conversation with my mum again because she knows a hell of a lot more than me. Because obviously it was one conversation that we had, quite a long one, but it was years ago, bro. It was so many years ago. I can't really remember the exact conversation and what she said. And if I tried to remember, I might get it mixed up. She might have said it the other way around to what I say it. So I'd have to have this conversation with her again, modern now, to understand exactly what she was saying, because it was so long ago. It was just a conversation between mum and son, you know, years ago, of which we've had thousands. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like I'm all I know is from what my mum said to me, from what I can remember, is that anybody who didn't strike, and my mum didn't because she worked in the offices, right, was tret bad, really bad, like really fucking bad. Do you know what I mean? And I think my mum said, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we had a house to pay for and a mortgage and everything, and I had to work. Even though your dad was working, I had to work. So I couldn't afford to strike, so I had to get to work. Do you know what I mean? And I think my mum just said that she got bear grief for it. I think my dad had a few fights over it. I mean, my dad was a big bloke, like, so I feel sorry for anybody that he had a fight with. But I think my dad had a few brawls over that shit, you know. Well, my mum was in Doncaster, or just outside. I'd have to ask her where she was. She was in Doncaster, I think, though, or just outside Doncaster or something, not far from Doncaster. She might not have been Doncaster because I don't think we lived in Doncaster then. It was before I was born. So um, I'd have, like I said, I'd have to ask her. I'd have to have a conversation with her and ask her to get all this correct in my head. The only things I can remember is she telling me that she got treated really bad on the way into work, the way out of work. My dad had some brawls with some people over it, and police were there all the time. And she just said it was a horrible. She went, I used to dread going to work every day. I used to dread it, Danny. She went, it was just horrible. It was like walking through a war zone. But I can't remember all the ins and outs. It was quite a long conversation we had. Me and mum, we talked bare, so I can remember it being like a half an hour conversation or 40-minute conversation and me asking bare questions, but it was so many years ago, I can't remember exactly what was said. Um, Indica or sativa, I don't know, bro. You don't really look at it like that. It's green's green to me, mate. Back in the day, I used to go into all that stuff. but not no more. You get to a point where it's just all the same, really, bro, to be honest. I know, that's why I unbanned Thomas and just timed him out for 24 hours. Do you know what I mean? Because he said that word, it's the first time I've ever heard that word. So when he said, yeah, if your mum and dad, what was it? I can't remember the exact word, but it was like something like, if your mum and dad didn't strike, there were scabs. So I thought he was calling my mum and dad scabs. I didn't even know that word existed. I didn't. Obviously, when I speak to my mum, that word will stick in my head now. And I say, Mum, I was on YouTube the other day and I was having a discussion about the strikes and that. And I say, I want to have another conversation with you about this so I can talk to them about it properly next time on YouTube, if I remember. Yeah. And then, but like, that word scab will stay in my head now. And I'll be like, you lot was called scabs, yeah? And she'd be like, yeah, how do you know that? And I'll be like, because fucking somebody said it in my chat the other day and I banned them. And then I didn't, I unbanned them. Because then people explained to me that that's just what you was called back in the day because you didn't strike. Why, how old are you, Sue? Was you around during the fucking strikes? It's not a word I would ever use for someone. I would never call anybody a scab. That would be really derogatory, right? I'd rather call you a dickhead than a scab. Scab's like my fate. That's probably why they used the word back in the day. Still used on site? Is it? No way. No way. What, that word is used even now? I don't know this shit. Oh, somebody's at my door. No, you're not like a copper. Yeah, right. Fucking thought he was a copper. So either a copper or somebody coming to have a brawl. Because Jesus Christ. It's like, bro, you're not like a copper. Oh. Everything's self-taught, mate. Everything. Sword techniques was watching HEMA explanations, sword techniques, just same with boxing and everything else. Just practicing what I see, putting myself on camera, seeing if it looks the same or it looks similar with the body movements and everything. No, it's not right. Watching it again, doing it again. And it's always been, it's the same as boxing and stuff. The way I learn is not by doing loads of complex stuff. No, I learn one parry, one thrust, one strike at a time. Over and over and over and over until it looks perfect. That's literally, same as, compound bow. Yeah, watching proper archers, mate. And watching exactly where their arm position is, exactly where their elbow position is, exactly where their finger position is, exactly how they loose the bow, exactly when they loose the bow. Do they loose it on the in-breath or the out-breath? Or they actually loose the arrow when you breathe out. Right at the end of you breathing out, loose the arrow. You don't loose it like that neither, you just let your fingers off. All this was from watching archers, mate. So everything is self-taught, everything I do. Golf is the one exception. I was taught that by my dad when I first started playing. So my dad taught me the fundamentals of golf, but everything else that I know, I've taught myself. Basketball, self-taught. Badminton, self-taught. Training, self-taught. And it's just from observing people who are much better than me at said things. Yeah, so like you know, there's professionals of everything in the world, isn't there? And professionals are always going to be better than you, because that's why they're pros in any kind of discipline, anything. We're lucky that nowadays we have access to the internet. There's some good things about the internet, some bad things. So I'm lucky really, because I've got access to the internet. So I got to study Mike Tyson and study Joe Calzaghe and all that kind of stuff. Study sword masters, study golfers. You know what I mean? I've had that luxury. And I'm very good at learning from watching. Very good. Obviously. I mean, you've got to have that kind of mind where you want to learn and you're not a closed book. A lot of people are a closed book, you know? Your ego. I'm too good. I can't learn anything. Nah. If you're like that, you'll never get no better. I'm not like that. I can always keep learning. There's always going to be people better than me at everything in the world that I do. Everything that I do, there's always going to be people who are better than me at it, because they've dedicated their life to it. There's always somebody better than you at everything. It's even like the best golfers in the world. So like Rory McIlroy. Do you think he can't learn more? Of course he can. I would imagine Rory is like any golfer, apart from he's much better. Same as Bryson, really. When they go on the golf course, they will always have a weakness in their game, you know. Like Rory, I know you think, oh, Rory and Bryson, that they have weaknesses, bro. They'll have a certain shot. Might only be one for them. Could be two. Maximum of two. Types of shots that they're not too good with. They're not too confident with. And they hardly ever use them. Right? Yeah? There could be more shots than that. Could be a certain grip. It comes down to so many things. Could be a certain ball flight. A certain ball spin. It could be all of these things. Even though they're professionals. Because they're so good at all the other aspects of the game. But then they might play with another pro. And he might play like the chips that they can't play very good all day. And he might be an expert at them. Now, do you think Rory's not stood there watching him? Watching how he brings the club back. Watching how he gets that spin. And then going and practicing it to get better. Of course, bro. Of course. Even Tiger Woods would have been like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's UFC fighters. Johnny Bones Jones. Well, Johnny Bones Jones will have weaknesses. He will know them more than anybody else. Yeah, but he will have them. And then obviously there'll be some people in the world that probably he has took stuff from to get as good as he got. Obviously, there'll be people in the world that he's fought, or people that he's watched fight, or coaches that have taught him something new. If you're an open book and you're willing to learn, and you're willing to accept that you ain't the best at everything, you're never going to be the best. You can just try and get to the best version of you. Yeah, you'll do that by knowledge, you know. No basketball today, no. See you later, Kate. Have a good day, man. Have a good day. No, you don't hold your breath. You never hold your breath, bro. You don't hold it. Trust me, I know this. You breathe in. Release. That's when you release the air, bro. You never hold your breath. Holding your breath is never a good idea. Apart from if you're swimming. And you dive in, then you gotta hold your breath. But apart from that, it's not a good idea, really. Breath control. Yeah. You know. I mean, I'm not a gun guy. But I do know from listening to people speak that it's not, you don't hold your breath and fire the gun. Do you know what I mean? And it's a squeeze of the trigger when you exhale the breath, kind of thing. Will make you very accurate. Listen to snipers talk about this. You know, real snipers from the army and shit. So it's like, I think that's, from what I've heard archers talk about, that's when they release the arrow on the exhale of breath. Not on the intake, they don't hold it, they let it go and then fire for accuracy. An archery lesson. I could do an archery lesson one of the days. It'd be fun. The geese would teach me loads because I'm self-taught, so it's a bit like anything, isn't it? If I went to a golf lesson, fucking hell, the geese would teach me loads, wouldn't they? If I went to a basketball lesson, same. Archery, same. Sword, same. Because I'm self-taught. When you're self-taught, it's not the correct technique of doing it, is it? You've taught yourself a technique, your technique of doing something. That's never going to be the correct technique, is it? Unless you just, with blind luck, have stumbled upon it. Do you know what I mean? Just damn blind luck, you've happened to stumble across the correct technique. But that's probably very unlikely. You know what I mean? So like everything that I do, apart from training, weight training, I mean, that's different. I mean, it's not perfect. I know if I went to train with Dorian Yates, he would be able to show me more. Do you get what I'm saying? That's a bit different. But when it comes to basic training, I'm pretty much got that down. Time with attention, posture, all that kind of shit. But I can still, you know something, it even applies to that, bro. I've been trained all my life, yeah, to have different kinds of physiques and stuff. And I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck. Obviously, I can still learn more, bro. Professional bodybuilders would learn me so much. And then if obviously I went to train with long distance runners for the day, yeah, they make me run further, wouldn't they? Because they teach me foot position and all that kind of shit. So everything, every single thing that I do, I could be taught to do it better. And then my technique will not be perfect. This thing, yeah, you can always learn something new, I think. I don't think there's ever anything in the world that you can't learn any more about. Even when it comes to yourself, you can still learn more about yourself every day if you keep looking. You know what I mean? So everything. I can't think of one thing, actually, that you could ever get to the point where you can't learn anymore. Can any of you? Can any of you think of anything, actually, anything within the human body or anything, right, where you can't gain more knowledge? Are the firing techniques different between releasing shots with forearms and bows? What? Forearms and bows? What do you mean? Well, my whole arm pulls the fucking string back. It's my two fingers that hold the string. And I just release it. So, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean, but I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, soup. I'm always learning new stuff. Always. With everything I do. Even bodyboarding, I'm always learning new stuff. You learn when you're on the waves, isn't it? You learn when you're on them. Yeah. You know, like just certain body positions and certain ways and things and turning sharper and getting out of trouble, which you shouldn't really be able to get out of, but you learn after a while how you can. That kind of balance, you know. Rifles, pistols, e.g. I'm not a gun guy. I'm not a gun guy. So I couldn't really tell you. I'm a gun guy on games. I'm a headshot master. That's a game with a control pad, mate. So I couldn't really tell you about real firearms, I don't know. I'd like to get to a shooting range once and just have like a 9mm pistol. I know it sounds mad because you'd think I'd want a sniper rifle. Yeah, I'd love to lay on the floor with a fucking sniper rifle and hit some targets far away. But my ultimate day, that pistol, shooting range, yeah, and then out into the field with a sniper on the floor, 8x scope, and just let me hit targets if I can. Do you know what I mean? Right? I'd love it because it give me an idea of what it's like, you know what I mean, and what it feels like to just fire repetitively at a target and working out the kick and the aim and how high to have my arm, and because I would imagine when firing a gun, I mean, you see a lot of people fire here, yeah? But I don't think that'd work because the sight would be below your sight. So the way I would think about it is like the way I look on the game. So do you know where I look on the game? My aim is always high. It looks high, doesn't it? But it's always on the head. Yeah. So for me, it's not really. I think it would be up here. I think if I shot a pistol, I'd have the pistol up here because it's in line with my fucking eyes. Then it looks high, doesn't it? That looks really high, doesn't it? But it's in line with my fucking eyes there. If it's down here, it's not in line with my eyes. It's below my eye level. So I'm never going to be lined up, am I? I've always thought about that one. But yeah, I've never fired guns like that, bro. I'd love to. That'd be fun. It'd be fun to do it. It'd be fun to give it a go and see what I could do. My brother has fired. He's been clay pigeon shooting. I've never done that neither. But my brother's was good. I got told by all the lads who was with him. It was like, because my brother's a sniper on the game. It's mad because we always wondered if it would transpire into real life. Now I've never tried it, so I don't know. But my brother's been clay pigeon shooting. Right, and I swear to God, his mate said to me, Danny, once he got his eye in, he was like, bang, 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 bang. He was just popping them. Do you know what I mean? Right, so, like, maybe, he's my brother, so maybe I'd be the same, I don't know. I'd have to try it to find out. Yeah, he went about 2 years ago, my brother did. I've never done it. I'd like to do it maybe one day. I don't know what would be more fun, clay pigeon shooting or sniper. I mean, can you even shoot handguns like that in England? I know you can get clay pigeon shooting. I know that you can do that. But can you like shoot snipers and stuff in England? I don't think you can you? That's a good little country for that shit. Good for you, Jack. I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate. You can do a range day. Can you? What, you can go and fire guns and like proper guns and that? Do you have to have your own? How does that work then? What, they give you guns and that to use? Like proper guns? What, proper ones? Can you even film that? But you can't film in there, can you? There's no way they're going to let me film fucking shooting down a firing range, bro. With an actual real gun in England. Film and that. Well, how do you do that then? Do you not have to have a licence or anything? I don't even understand how all this works because guns are illegal in England, bro. I know if you're a farmer, you can have one. Clay pitching is definitely more fun than bolt action target shooting. I'd do either. Just bring ID, what, like passport and that? Highest you can fire is a 22 in a range. Is that like a sniper rifle? Is it 22 like a sniper though? Like a Springfield or something? That's not 22 bullet, is it? Is it? No, it's not. You're a member of 2 clubs, can own and shoot up to 50 cal. Vids on my show. How the fuck have you got an AR-15, bro? What do you mean? Are you a farmer? Yo, Bill, what the fuck? How is that even possible in England, bro? You lot are losing me now. I didn't even think all this shit was possible in England, bro. I knew you could have a bow and go to an archery thing. I know you can do it. You know what I mean? You can have broadswords and stuff like that as, you know, collectibles and shit. Right? But AR-15s, bro. What? That's baffled me. Called double juice. You can all the way to about. How do you take these guns home, Bill? How are you allowed to transport? How are you allowed to have guns like that in your house? What? How would you even buy one of them in England? Okay. So you buy a gun. So right. Tell me if this is right. I'm just guessing. So if I went in there and I wanted to buy a gun, they would have a catalogue in there that I could buy a gun, and they would order it for me. It would be delivered to the gun place, and then my gun is always kept in the gun place, locked up, until I go there and use it. Is that how it is? Because I was thinking you can't have a fucking AR-15 delivered to your house, can you? So because they're licensed for guns, you can deliver guns there, but then you can never take them. Do you mean you buy it and take it home? You buy it and take it home, bro. What? So I could have an AR-15 in my house right now? Fuck off, Bill. Seriously, you're chatting shit to me and trying to wind me up here. You're trying to wind me up here. Fuck off, you can't have an AR-15 in your house. Tell you what you're doing today. I'm cleaning the machine gun. What? What? Bro, that can't be right. Somebody Google that. That can't be right, man. Daddy popping with an AR-15. That can't be legal. That can't be legal. What do you mean, bro? You have to. So you keep your gun in a safe and the ammo in your drawer. You can still get the ammo out your drawer and put the fucking take the thing out the safe and put the fucking ammo in, and think, "Fuck you, bastard." Yeah, I know you. I'll pop. Fuck off. What the shit? What do you mean? Wow, that's mad. That's mad. So you can have two safes next to each other. You can have your gun in one safe, and then your ammo in another safe, in your house, legally, in the UK. Wow, I never knew that. Well, Bill, how many you got? How many guns you got, Bill? How many guns you got, lad? In total? In five, six ammo as well. No way. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, fuck that. How many guns you got, Bill? How many you got in total? Valid question. I'm going to tell you why. How many you got? How many you got, lad? It's a valid question for I'm going to give you a valid answer when you tell me how many you got. How many you got? How many you got? How many you got? How many you got? Yeah, I'm guessing with the fact that I've been to jail and stuff, it ain't happening. Do you know what I mean, right? But I'm just asking Bill, how many you got? How many you got? I'm asking because obviously you run out of bullets and that, right? But if the zombie apocalypse comes, right? Yeah, if it comes, you know what I mean? If The Last of Us happens, bro, right? And that fucking fungus learns to take over the brain and that from our bite and that, yeah? Right? I've got a wicked spare broadsword. I even give you a war axe, bro. Yeah. Battle ready, bro. I'll swap you, trade. Do you know what I mean? Trade. You know what I'm saying, bro? Come on. If the apocalypse comes and we all go all The Last of Us and that. You know what I mean? Come on. Soon, we're going to have to wait for the zombie apocalypse. We're going to have to wait. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Bill will need a training partner anyway. So he'll be coming to my fort. He knows where I'll be in Wales. I was going to turn up with his family and his fucking dumbbells. You know what I mean? He knows I make a wicked fucking Viking meatball for after the training, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So when he comes into the fort, we'll sit down at the table when we're having dinner. Just make sure you got something good to trade. You know what I mean? We'll do a trade of that. You know what I'm saying? You two will both need a bow anyway. I mean, because when you run out of bullets and that, yeah, you can make arrows. You know what I mean? It's fucking never ending. Never ending, bro, when you got a bow. Oh, man. I've got a few. Oh, the zombie apocalypse, bro. That's why, innit? You know, war axes and broadswords and stuff like that. Yeah. They'll become really valuable. I'll be a millionaire. By this time next year, Rodders, if it carries on the way it's going, I'll be a millionaire. Telling you. Oh, zombies everywhere. Ooh. Motherfucker, I don't run out of bullets for this, mate. Off with your head, zombie. Off with your head, mush. Danny, there's 50 more. You'll be like, bang, bang, bang. Shit, I've run out of bullets. Move, bro. This thing never runs out of bullets. Wabasha, 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 wabasha. Hey. Now, the zombie apocalypse, handheld weapons are definitely better than guns. They definitely are. I don't care. Like a bow with loads of arrows. Yeah. And then when you run out of them, you want like some broadsword, some claymore actually on your back. A claymore to begin with, yeah. Right. Then you probably want a broadsword on your hip. Then you want 2 war axes strapped at the back of your hips. Yeah, you want 2 throwing axes strapped at your waist. You want karambit daggers on the inside of your legs. And you want 2 Rambo knives in your fucking in sheaths down the side of your ankle. You want army boots on that are steel toe caps. You want extremely thick leather on that's studded with spikes, especially here. You want some kind of neck protection and a helmet. I'm telling you, bro, I swear to God, that is a war machine right there. That is a war machine. And at the end of the day, to top it all off, you want to carry yourself a sack of Molotovs, bro. Just carry a sack of them bad boys. Do you know what I mean? Just Molotov the shit out of everyone. Now that's apocalypse ready, bro. That is zombie ready. That is. That's how I would look. So when the apocalypse comes, yeah, and zombies are roaming everywhere, and you're shitting your pants, and you're running through Birmingham, and you're like, oh fuck, and all you see in front of you is one fucking big, spiky-looking porcupine with fucking weapons gleaming all over him. It's me. Just said, Daddy J. I'm like, have you been bit? Not yet. Run then, motherfucker. Yeah. Run faster. I mean, hey. Well, this is what I do for revenue, but I'm not going to discuss what revenue I get or what I do because it's none of your business. Don't discuss that shit no more. I have plenty of friends in real life. I mean, I watched the football game with one of my mates and my son and 3 of his mates and my missus the other night. I play golf with how many friends? I was at my brother's caravan last weekend with 3 of my mates and about 7 of his. Canoeing, fishing and shit. So no, mate, don't need friends. I've got plenty. Even though I do have people who I would say I'm friendly with on here. No, this is a job. 2-1 to England. .3D printed guns. That'd be awesome, bro. Yeah, I mean, you got a 3D printer, you can just print them off. Joseph, if the zombie apocalypse ever comes, yeah, I will be at a fort in the middle of Wales that I would have rebuilt with my own hands. I'm not joking. And any of you get there, you'll be safe. Because I swear to God, it will not be like Game of Thrones, final season, the battle against the White Walkers. No, my catapults will be on top of the wall. I'll not send you all out in front of the ditches to fight the zombies hand to hand. No, there'll only be a very small walkway that leads into the door of my castle. And each side will be a ditch full of spikes. Right? But it won't be one ditch. There'll be a ditch and then another ditch and then another ditch and then another ditch. For about half a mile, bro, leading up to my castle. Half a mile of ditches, bro. Full with spikes and everything. Before you even get anywhere near it. I'm not daft. Do you know what I mean? The little walkway into the castle will be made of wood. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if loads of zombie hordes get past me 50 ditches, do you know what I mean, right? Then I'll just light the fucking thing on fire. They can't even get across the last moat. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. We can climb down the walls with ropes afterwards. And we can weave ourselves through the spikes because we're human. And we can just build another wooden bridge when they're all gone. If only you would have had me in Game of Thrones Season 8, planning that battle. Not one human would have died. Rocker, they don't respond, do they? They don't. It's just constant apply for no response. It's stupid. You get to my mother-in-law, zombies and ate it there. A zombie apocalypse would be nuts, wouldn't it? You imagine that. Honestly, like you wake up tomorrow morning, the news is on, alerts everywhere. People are actually turned into zombies. It'll never happen though, will it? The only way it could actually happen is you can't really animate the dead. But that thing out of The Last of Us, that fungus, yeah, that already does it to ants. So it already does it. Yeah, so it could theoretically, that's the only way you can get zombies in it. The way The Last of Us do it. You couldn't get them any other way, I don't think. I don't think anyway. I don't think you could get like COD zombies. You know, like that. I know, Link, that's what I was just talking about, isn't it? Yeah, the fungus would be ruthless if it transferred to humans. The Last of Us would happen. I think, like I said, out of all the zombie films I've ever seen, I think The Last of Us is the most realistic onto how it could happen. Do you know what I mean? Mind you, there's also the one with Will Smith in it. I Am Legend. Yeah? That's a rage virus in it. That could happen. To turn somebody's brain into like pure base level rage effect. Cordyceps, yeah. Wide bread, white bed, widespread. Oh shit. Yeah, that could happen, yeah. Imagine that, rabies in humans. Yeah, that is what I Am Legend is like, isn't it? It's like rabies in humans, isn't it? Or like 28 days later, rage virus, isn't it? But actually reanimating dead corpses, I don't think that would be possible. I think that the person would have to still be alive for you to be able to. Do you know what I mean? The specimen would have to be an invasion by a virus or a fungus or something, wouldn't it? I mean, it couldn't just be. I don't think you could just straight die and then turn into a zombie. I don't think you can reanimate the dead. I think they have to be alive first. But you could experiment on them, like Resident Evil, I suppose. I mean, I suppose you could. You could experiment on them, right? get humans, experiment on them to create a virus that is like a zombie, and then let them loose. And but what I've never, well, now because it's saliva, I suppose, isn't it? Because the virus would be alive in the saliva. So when they bite you and they cause, their saliva goes into your blood, yeah, then that's it. Yeah, that it is plausible, I suppose, if you think about it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to infect like one person, yeah, with whatever it was you infected them with. And after a while, once it had totally taken effect and taken over the whole body, then it would be in the saliva. And then when they bit you, it would definitely go into your bloodstream and start infecting you. So I've never thought about it like this before. I just thought, oh, it's zombies. I've never sat and thought about the processes of making a freaking zombie before. But we're having a very cool conversation right now, isn't it? It would be terrifying. Oh, if cordyceps made a jump to humans, it would be terrifying, bro. Because you know what the biggest, listen, do you know what the biggest sentient creature is on this planet? I'm not joking, do you know what it is? And it is sentient. Like, well, we think it is. So the biggest animal on this planet, the biggest creature on this planet, even though it's hard to look at it like a creature, but it is. Do you know what it is? I do. I'm good shooter, have you? Yeah, do any of you know what the biggest organism is on this planet? Any of you know what the biggest organism is on this planet? I do, I know what it is. I know where it is. But do any of you know? No? A mycelium mass. So basically underneath the ground, fungus, mushrooms and stuff, they actually have a nervous system that does transfer information a bit like a brain. Yeah. And it is fully organic. And the biggest organic creature on this planet is a mycelium mass that lives underneath the North of America. And it is fucking huge. So the nervous system and the information system of the roots of mushrooms. Do you know there's a theory that mushrooms aren't even terrestrial to the earth? Do you know that? Panspermia, or aliens brought them here. That's why we have magic mushrooms. It's only a theory. It's like octopus. Some people have a theory that octopus are aliens. Brought here on a meteorite that's come from another planet that's possibly exploded. Because you don't get massive rocks that go into space from planets unless the planet's exploded. The planet would have exploded through supernovae. So when their sun's gone bang, yeah, it would have caused some of the planets to go bang. Or I suppose there could have been some massive meteorite impact. But it would have to be huge to destroy a whole planet. Bigger than the one that did the dinosaurs, way bigger. 5-10 times bigger. Do you know what I mean? They do communicate, yeah. All in communication, yeah. Yeah, it's all through communication, bro. It's like the nervous system and the brain wiring of a human, but within a fungus species. We don't really fully understand how it works, but we know that it is like that. It's alive. It's an organism that is alive. And it can transfer information through this web. Yeah? We just don't fully understand how it works yet. But that's the biggest organism on the planet. You can Google it, it'll tell you. This kind of stuff you can just Google directly and it'll fucking tell you. Who would I rather play in the final, France or Spain? Wee. Good question. Hard one to answer. Need to have a bit of deep thought about this one. I'm not really a footballer guy, but I do know how France and Spain play. Who would I rather face in the finals? France or Spain? France. France, definitely France. 100% France. Two reasons. I've just thought of the two reasons in my head, so I'll give you the two reasons. One, because Spain are from a much hotter place in the world, and where they're playing football at the moment is absolutely red hot. So Spain will be more climatised to the climate, and the amount of games that they've played to get to the final will not have worn them out as much as France. So France should actually be tireder and not as sharp when they're in the final as much as Spain will be compared to England and France. That's one reason. Number two, because of the way France are extremely good. They play similar to what we play, how we play, but they're just much better at it. So theoretically, if we played our best on the day, they'd have as much trouble responding to us as we would to them. And I think it'd be more of a lockdown game, little goals. Whereas Spain play Mediterranean football, touch football, first touch football, straight through the middle. I don't know if our defenders could cope with that. If they're playing shit hot on the day, I think we're going to struggle to cope with their movement around our box. That's my two reasons. Link will help. Right, Link. Okay. It could be done. It would only ever be able to be done peacefully, and you couldn't overthrow the government, because to overthrow the government you need revolt, and I do not advocate revolt. I do not advocate it at all, because too many people die, too much gets destabilised, there's too much death, and it's not about that. So no, I do not believe that an overthrow of the government is what is needed. What I believe is the only way it changes is when every British citizen, I've said this so much, British citizen, no matter what colour of skin, no matter what religion, stand together and say no more in a peaceful way. They would wake up and smell the coffee then, because at the moment they have us divided through colour of skin, place of birth and religion. If that divide disappeared through our own thinking and our own evolution of mind, and we realised that that is what is keeping us fucking held back, and we all stood together, then they might wake up and listen to the people more. That's all we need. We just need the government to realise that we can't be taking the piss out of no more, and enough people be stood together to make it a reality. And then they will, 100%. I'm not saying it would change quickly overnight, it wouldn't, but politicians and the government would know that now we don't have as much power as we had before. We can't stoke hatred through religion or colour of skin or place of birth anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? I don't mean place of birth, because I'm talking about British citizens here, so we're all either born here or, well, we're all born here, yeah? But your family's place of birth, your originality of where you come from. No, if you're born here, you're a fucking British citizen. It's that simple. At the moment, that can't happen, because the Muslims won't stand with the Christians. Do you know what I mean? Right? The Hindus won't stand with the Muslims. Do you know what I mean? Right? And like, you know, brown people won't stand with white people. It's that base, isn't it, really? It's fucking stupid. Do you know what I mean? So that's what needs to change. And that's the only thing that would make it wake up. And also, if it gets to that point where you're going to do a peaceful thing, but you're all going to stand together and you're all going to make it count, you've got to go to the right place to make it count. And that is not London or Manchester or Birmingham. It's not. It's the areas where they reside. But peacefully. Just in that much of a large number that they have to wake up and to pay notice. They have to wake up and realise, oh shit, they all know what's going on. They've all had enough. We can't brainwash them no more. That's when things would change. But that doesn't involve revolt and smashing things to pieces and setting them on fire and trying to fucking kill people and stuff like that. It doesn't involve none of that, does it? Because we're all living in Britain. Why would you want to smash and destroy your own country? It doesn't make any sense. You're not going to get anywhere by destruction, are you? What would happen is you lot would all go to fight your own government and destroy your own streets in the process. They send the police force after you. If that's not enough, then they'll bring the army out. And then you've got the army fighting its own populace. Fuck me, the country's broken at that point. It's fucking broken, man. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, well, you can't be doing that stuff. It's got to be done in a way that is ultimately peaceful. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the correct way of doing it, but it's got to be done the right way by enough people in the right place. And at the moment, that's not the way that we think. At the moment, you get 50,000 people who go into a city and destroy their own fucking neighbourhoods, bro. You know what I mean? Like burn fucking the neighbours' cars out and smash their own fucking local shops up. Who does that benefit? Nobody. It doesn't help anybody. That's why I never get involved in any of this stuff. I never get involved because it's always done the wrong way. It's always done from the wrong angle, and it only ever benefits them. It never benefits us. Because at the end of the day, like I've already explained to you, the rich elite don't pay the taxes how they're supposed to. But if you smash your country up, well, it's got to be repaired. And who pays the repair cost? You do, ultimately. So you're costing yourself more money in the long run by being an idiot and smashing things to pieces. Because you've not got the knowledge and the know-how to know that that's not going to work and it is ultimately going to cost you. You're that narrow-minded, you can't see the future consequences of your fucking actions. That's my opinion on it. I think the armed forces would side with the government because it's the job. Yeah, there's no war and fighting needed. It's just, you know, enough people together with one mind and one voice. Yeah, and then hopefully, you know, it gets to a point where whoever is the Prime Minister thinks, right, let's sit down and listen to the people. And then, I don't know, maybe says, right then, send a representative from all the cities. Yeah, and let us listen to these representatives and see actually what is going on. And that's what we need. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We don't need to destroy the country and kill loads of people. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to benefit anybody, is it? Cash only. Argentina. Yeah. I don't know if any of this shit's true. Right? I don't know. Right? If any of this shit's true. But over the last few days, I've been hearing loads of stuff about the Argentinian football team and FIFA itself and how they are towards the Argentinians and how much they get away with and how it looks like it's rigged for them to win. And I don't know about that. I mean, would it really be allowed? I mean, would it really be allowed in the World Cup? Surely, because there's so many other teams from so many other countries. Surely they wouldn't allow it. Like, the other teams wouldn't allow it. Because you know, like the Ryder Cup golf, that's never fixed. That is never fixed. Because there's no way that the Europeans would allow the Americans to pay them anything to win. Do you know what I mean? So surely in the World Cup, that's sacred. And it may look like that. And yeah, if you've got an Argentinian referee and he wants his team to win, but then again, in every game, tell me if this is not the truth. In every single game, you should not have a referee from any one of the countries that are playing. Surely that's got to be the case. Like, say if Spain and Argentina are playing, you've got to have an English ref, or a German ref, or a French ref, or an American ref. You can't have a ref from the country that is on the pitch. Surely. That ain't right, is it? I wouldn't think. I'm just saying. Like, it's the World Cup. I can't see that being a thing. And yet it's people just saying stuff in it. Probably. It's like I saw a video earlier of Ronaldo and Messi, and it showed Ronaldo being really good with his fans, but he is anyway, isn't it? But then the other side was like, I think it was trying to create an image that Ronaldo was much nicer than Messi, and Messi's a horrible piece of shit, because it was just showing things that would make Messi look that way. But I have also seen lots of footage of Messi engaging with fans in my life, you know what I mean? So there's always that thing, isn't there, where people are creating clips to try and create it a certain way. Like there was an American woman made me laugh. An American woman talking about the rules of football earlier, mate. And I was like, love, I'm not being bad, you're American. You can't. Like talking about the English game, how we cheated to win against Norway because their goalkeeper kicked the ball and it hit a wire in the air. And what? The wire shouldn't have been there. And how, I don't know, what was it? Oh, some other shit that she was going on about that didn't make no sense. You know what I mean? Like we didn't, like their goalkeeper kicked the ball. It hit a wire in the air and it dropped down on the wing. It would have only gone an extra 10 foot anyway. So what's to say that our player wouldn't have got it on his chest from 10 foot backwards and following the ball in the air? It's not cheating. You know what I mean? Fucking, it's not, how did we cheat? Their goalkeeper kicked the fucking thing. We just took it and scored. Aliens aliens come to the world and give us two choices: join us or die. Join us in what though? Join us in what though, Sue? What do they want us to join? Like what do they want us to join, bro? It's like what we joining? If it's a club you want me to join, what club is it? Like, what we doing? Sure as there's somebody shouting me. I'm sure as there's somebody shouting me. So yeah, I think that what was I talking about? World Cup. Yeah, I think that basically this stuff with Argentina is probably just bullshit, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's probably just bullshit, bro. You know, because people fucking, you know, want you to like think that Argentina are paying to win. We'll find out when England play on Wednesday, right? Yeah, we'll know. We'll see it. Who's the ref? What country's the ref from when we play them? What country's the ref from? Don't tell me he's Argentinian. Please don't tell me he's Argentinian. Please. You lot all know. They haven't announced it yet. Who's that bald ref that everybody's scared of? Everybody said he's the most militant ref ever. Where's he from? He looks German or fucking Russian or something, mate. Where's he from? The crazy bald dude. You know what I mean? He looks fucking militant as fuck. What's his name? Where's he from? Is he Argentinian? Because he refs loads of matches, right? Fucking loads of them. Pierre Luigi. He must be Italian. He's got to be Italian with a name like that, surely. Is he Italian? Yeah, he does. Oh, he's Italian. I wonder if we'll get him. Because he's stern as fuck, isn't he? I reckon we're going to win 2-1. Unless somebody cheats us. Do you know what I mean? If the cheaters, then we get cheated, don't we? Can't really do anything about that. Shit happens. You know what I mean? But if we don't get cheated, it's a fair game. I think we're going to win 2-1. I've just got a feeling we're going to win. The final, I don't know, but I'm going to probably put a bet on for 2-1. For England to win. See what happens. What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon they're going to win, or do you reckon they're going to lose? What's under the Sahara Desert? Do you know something, Kingy? It's a good question, and there's a lot of theories on this, right? The Sahara Desert used to be like a savanna. So grassland, ponds, and, you know, like a savanna, basically. It wasn't a desert. So when it was like that, there would have been a lot of things there that are now underneath the sand. So I would imagine there's lost cities and all sorts, bro. I would imagine there's bare stuff underneath the Sahara. Loads and loads and fucking loads. Don't know about Atlantis. You have got the Ricard structure, which does look a bit weird. But I don't know if it's Atlantis, bro, to be honest. Could be. It is concentric rings. But there is nothing left there, as in buildings or anything. There's nothing. But then again, with how old Atlantis is supposedly be, would the desert sands just erode it all? Just take it all away in this time? Or would there be something left? Well, there isn't really anything left there. It's just a mad looking thing in the middle of the desert. All good things to get your head around, though. The Eye of the Sahara, yeah, the Ricard structure. That's what it's called. Messi's not overrated, bro. Messi's a sick player, isn't he? Come on, let's be honest. He's amazing. He is amazing in his position. He's got some right ball skill, it's mental. Oh, man. Alright, Tony's going to be home shortly. So I've got to come off and do some stuff. Plus you've had me for a while now. I've got to come off. I'll be back on this afternoon playing James Bond. I'm going to spend a few hours with Tony now though. I mostly do, don't I? But I mostly go off now when she comes out, so I'll spend a few hours with her chilling and chatting and shit. So yeah, I'll see all you lot later when I'm on James Bond, mate. I don't know how many missions I've got left. I've got to be more than halfway through that game. I'm not sure. No worries, man. If they know something's there, Kingy. Fucking rub my eye, man. Oh, I got shit in my fucking finger. If they know something's there, Kingy, they wouldn't dig it up because it'd disprove evolution. That's probably the reason. If there's something there. If. I'll leave you with that thought. I'll see you all in a few hours, man. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Much love and respect, and I'll see you all soon. Peace out.